in 2003, was it?
It was 2003.
Oh, welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much.
So how long did you hide your identity for? You were the guy in black.
I was the original one, the one in black, yeah, the evil one. The evil one. It was great fun. We kicked it off in 2002, and Jeremy and Andy, who's the producer of the show, had this idea for a secret racing driver, and they said, like, do you want to have a go? And I said, it sounds great fun. And it was, and obviously Stiggy became, you know, pretty popular everywhere.
What were your qualifications?
Well, I'd like to think I'm fairly quick. It comes in handy if you're a racing driver.
You're a driver.
That's right, yeah. I was a racing driver for over 20 years, and I was still racing at the time, actually. But so I'm kind of fairly used to taking the car around the track quickly, and I knew Jeremy and Andy from a long time anyway, so we thought, yeah, this is ideal.
It's one thing taking a car around the track. It's another thing for companies with very expensive cars to say, there we are, look after my baby for a while when you're hurtling around. What were your top speeds when you were racing around in the luxury cars?
I did look after them for about, you know, with your foot totally down. That's how they should be driven, on a track, of course. Top speeds around the track, I don't know, with the right car we could get to about 150. I mean, it's not a massive track, but the idea is really, with these top performance cars, or any race car, is that you want to brake as late as possible, turn in as fast as possible, and that's how you extract the maximum speed from these cars, which was measured on our leaderboard.
Why was it necessary to keep your identity secret?
Well, I mean, the idea that they had of creating this mystery racing driver, I think, was a bit of fun, and that was it. Yeah. And we learnt afterward exactly what an impact it had and what a talking point it had. I mean, it used to be fun for me. I'd be down a pub or something, standing next to a couple of people saying, "Who do you think the Stig is?" And I think, well, you're standing next to him, actually, mate.
But you didn't say that?
No, of course, no. Not even for free lager, I wouldn't say that.
And is it true that even when you were in the staff canteen, you had all the gear on, your helmet on, just raising the visor to put the food in?
Well, I couldn't raise the visor because they could see me like that, so trying to get a sandwich up inside the visor like that, you know, it was easier to go hungry, believe me. Hot coffee was also a problem.
Yeah. What was the best thing about the job, just the driving?
I really enjoyed, I mean, as a race driver, I've been really fortunate to drive some top racing cars, but when you get to drive some of the luxury marques like the Ferraris and the Pagani Zondas and all that kind of top-end stuff, you know, and put those through its paces, that's fun. But I also really enjoyed the thing we had, which was the Star in a reasonably priced car.
Yeah.
Because it was great teaching those guys how to get a little bit better. And I'll say that to most road drivers as well. It doesn't take a lot to be better. Normally, look forward, you'll be better. But just all little bits and bobs.
Who was the most difficult celebrity to teach?
Ooh, Tara.
Tara Pumpkin.
Yeah, I mean, Tara wasn't particularly good at listening, to be quite honest. But a lot of the great thing about the celebrities were they were so competitive. I mean, they really wanted it. Ross Kemp's an old mate of mine, and Ross wanted to actually pull the steering wheel off. You know, he was a strong boy.
That doesn't really help, to be honest, does it?
Well, I wasn't going to argue with him.
Of the three, who is the best driver?
They're all pretty good.
Clarkson, Hamilton, May.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that they call James Captain Slow, but he took a Veyron out recently at over 250.
He took a what out?
It's a car that costs about £1 million.
What's it called?
A Veyron.
Veyron.
Yeah, and he was doing over 250 miles an hour in that. Now, you know, you don't do that without a little bit of guts and determination. Jeremy's pretty good. I would say maybe Richard's maybe got the edge on them, but they all know how to drive. Obviously, they're not racing drivers, but they do such a great job. And I love the show. Even though I'm out of it, I actually still love the show, and I think they do a brilliant job. They're good fun.
All right. Thanks very much for...
Nice to meet you, Perry.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Some of the mysteries. Was it a big relief?